This is 3304 Alexandria Drive in Grovetown, Georgia. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home with a 2-car garage. We've got some lovely mature trees in the yard. We've got a nice little lit lamppost here for additional security lighting. And a nice covered front porch. With a storm door, no less. Let's open up the door and walk inside. Okay, when you first walk inside, you see you've got a very long foyer here with LVP flooring and wainscoting all around, very handsome. With a nice color palette too. The white and the gray looks very clean. And before we proceed on, let's look at this hallway here that leads to the second and the third bedrooms and the second bathroom. So the first thing you're going to see is the second bathroom. And you see a single sink vanity with granite countertops. You've got a tub shower combo with a tile surround. And still, you've got the LVP flooring. So next you're going to see the third bedroom. And when you walk in here, you see it's got vaulted ceilings and a ceiling fan. Lots of room. I closed the blinds or the curtains because it's got a lot of light coming through here. Let me show you all the natural light that comes through. Now you've got a lot of light in here. Let's go back to the beginning and look. Lots of natural light. And you do have a nice closet here for storage. The next room you come to also has vaulted ceilings and ceiling fan. This one has a shade that can pull down and a double door closet. Pretty good sized bedrooms too, I might add. So back into the foyer, and let's walk into, there's 2 parts of the foyer. This one and then this one, which is actually a hallway off of the garage. So here is the hallway, and you've got a coat closet here right off the garage. Let's take a look at the garage here. There is. Now notice you've got like shelving racks right here. There is a sprinkler system and a pegboard where you can hang things up. And then opposite that, you've got the laundry room with the washer and dryer. And a cupboard with hanging shelf right next to it. And then right next to that is a nice storage closet. You got lots of storage in here. All right, so let's proceed on to the living area. The main living space, which is comprised of the kitchen, the dining area, and the living room, all in one go. So nice open floor plan here. And let's look at the kitchen first. Now notice that there's a raised bar that you can put several bar stools. I know at least 4 bar stools up here. 1 over here, 2 in the middle, and 1 on the side. So, and you got the shiplap trim around the breakfast bar, which is very handsome. And you've got the granite countertops and stainless appliances. You've got a stainless farmhouse sink, very nice. And a French door fridge. You've got a beautiful tile surround on the backsplash. Very nice. And you've got a walk-in pantry with plenty of room for storage. Next to that, or adjacent to it, you have the dining area with a very nice decorative light fixture, and it overlooks the backyard. And you've got chair rail around it for decoration. Nice decorative touch. And then adjacent to that is the back door, and you see you've got this mosquito netting right there. Also, you have the living area with ceiling fan and fireplace. There's an electric fireplace right here, and you can turn it on, and it comes up with the little electric flames. But it also has a heat function and a blower, which is very nice. But you can turn off the blower and the heat function and just have the fire, you know, just the ambiance of winter nights, but without the heat, which I think is great. Now, before we go outside, well, let's go ahead and get the outside done. I'm gonna go on up here and up the mosquito netting, and you can see it's got a nice covered back porch and a long backyard with lots of trees back there and shade. Now, notice that you have a covered section and uncovered section of the patio. That way you can put the grill and grill out, not under the covered space, so it won't destroy the vinyl or melt it. But anyway, look how nice this backyard is. You've got trees for shade back there. You know, there's some trees back there. Looks like it's just the perfect width apart that you can put a hammock up in the shade. That'd be a nice touch. And over here, you have what the owner put in, a little dog run. The backyard's fenced because they're working on the dog run. But this is the dog run here with a little gate that you can shut, which I think is very nice. Now I'm just going to walk out here and show you the rear of the home. And so there is the rear of the house. Again, this is 3304 Alexandria Drive in Grovetown. Thank you so much for coming and taking a look. But there's one last thing I have to show you. And that is the primary suite. I almost forgot about that. So let's go take a look. See, I actually have a little hallway to the primary suite. And what's in this little hallway? But another storage closet. So you've got lots of room in here for storage. And then here is the primary suite. Now, if you notice, you've got tray ceilings and ceiling fan. You've got recessed lighting. The owner left the curtain rods so you can put your own curtains up. And you have a TV wall mount here. So you can mount your TV, which is a very nice thing. There's plenty of room in this primary suite. And then there's the door to the primary bath, and then the closet beyond. So and when you go into the bathroom, you notice that you have a dual sink vanity with 2 separate mirrors. Opposite that, you have the soaker tub. And the soaker tub does have a tile surround. And you do have a shade on the window, but also you have an applique here on the window that makes it opaque where people can't see through. Next to that is the walk-in shower with a little sit-down spot, I might add. And again, you have that tile surround above top. Now, opposite that, you have the water closet with the toilet. And this is kind of unique here because it's got this wood trim and decoration on here, which is so cute. with a nice little shelf and the little plants. It is darling. And then next to that, you have the walk-in closet. And you've got all kinds of shelving in here. And lots of room to hang up all your clothes. All right, so that now concludes the tour of 3304 Alexandria Drive. Again, thank you so much. Have a great day.